My most viral video on TikTok versus my most viral video on YouTube are drastically different in terms of how many views they got, how they impacted the business, how much they grew my accounts, and of course, how much money they made. So in this video, I'm just gonna dive into the analytics and show you guys the difference between going viral on each platform and share some of my thoughts as someone who's monetized and has businesses on both, and how you might approach content if you're trying to choose between long form and short form. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Lili, and this is where I document my financial freedom journey and bring you guys along with me. And right now I'm documenting the process of building my TikTok business basically from scratch. We're trying to go from $0 to $15,000 per month, and I'm walking you guys through every single step. Also, every week I have a free live call on Zoom called the Build a Business Planning Lab that you can come to learn how to apply the processes that I use to build business to your own. So a link to that will be in the top comment. Now, to dive in, my most successful video on TikTok is this one right here. It's part 1 of how to solve a Rubik's Cube using the beginner's method, and it has 8.3 million views, and that happened exactly 1 month ago today. On the other side, my most successful video on YouTube happened 3 years ago and has 740,000 views, and is about how I turned a garage into a studio apartment so that I could turn a single family house into a duplex. So as you can see, these are not on similar topics at all, but I think it's an interesting comparison to see how different niches, different business types, different platforms, different styles of videos can impact your business. So it's pretty crazy that my most successful video on YouTube after making over 730 videos is one that has 740K. And then on TikTok, we have far more views, 8.3 million. But if we look a little bit deeper into the analytics of both, another thing that really surprised me is the watch time, because people talk about how long form content has so much more watch time because people are watching for longer. But what I actually see here is that the average watch time, yes, is longer on the long form videos, but the total watch time, especially because this video on TikTok has so many more views, is a lot longer. So if we look at the, I think it's engagement, yeah, we can see that on the YouTube video, the average watch time is 4 minutes and 35 seconds, and that's on a 21-minute video. And the total watch time is 56,700 hours watched. On the TikTok video, the average watch time is only 62 seconds, which is pretty good for a TikTok considering this is a 7-minute and 22-second TikTok, but the total watch time is 145,000 hours. So a lot of watch time from a lot of people on TikTok, but obviously shorter amount of watch time from each individual person. The other thing is like how many people make it to the end of the video. This was interesting to me because I would imagine that it would be higher on TikTok just because the videos are shorter, but let's see. On YouTube, 10% of people made it to the very end, and on TikTok, 6.1% of people made it to the very end. At the start of the video, there's always a huge drop off. TikTok and YouTube don't show you the exact same metrics here. TikTok will tell you like when most people stopped watching. So for most TikToks, it's like 1 to 2 seconds because people are just scrolling. But you can see that the graph of retention is always gonna have like this cliff at the start as people scroll, and then as you get past a certain point, people have decided, okay, I'm gonna watch this, and then the graph kind of levels out. So you can see the same thing here with like that leveling out effect. YouTube says that 69% of people were still watching at the 30-second mark, and on TikTok at the 30-second mark we had 28% of people still watching. I think this is another key difference between like YouTube and TikTok, is that on YouTube, people have to click a title and thumbnail, right? Like they have to see the video first and decide they want to watch it. So by the time they get into watching it, they've already given you like a little bit of a yes. Versus on TikTok, they never actively have to say, yes, I want to watch this. They just stay until they're like, okay, yeah, I've watched it. But there's never like that moment where it's like, okay, I am actively choosing this. So I think that keeps people longer on YouTube. Also, it's way harder to go find another YouTube video that interests you because you'll just be like, oh crap, now I gotta go back to the homepage or go to suggested or whatever it is, find another title and thumbnail like, and then watch it. Versus TikTok, it's so easy to find the next video. You just scroll and then you're gone basically. In terms of followers, I am much more likely to follow/subscribe to someone on YouTube so that I can see more of their content than on TikTok. On TikTok, I find that I just like the video and hope that the algorithm brings that person back to my For You page. So this would be interesting to see On TikTok, we got 31,000 new followers from this video, and on YouTube, we got 12.5 thousand new subscribers. So if we do that as a percentage of the views, on YouTube, it looks like 1.7% of people decided to subscribe. And on TikTok, it looks like 0.3% of people decided to subscribe. So definitely people are more likely to follow/subscribe, it seems, on YouTube than on TikTok. And then the money. So this is absolutely the biggest difference that I found between posting and trying to run a business on TikTok than on YouTube is the revenue. Way higher on YouTube. I posted another video about all of the income streams I have connected to the TikTok business because I know that just trying to reach $15,000 per month from TikTok revenue is not going to happen. So I'll link that video in the description below. But this video has made me $301.20. And what's really interesting is that basically the reason that that happens is because the RPM is so low. So RPM is what the platform is paying you per 1,000 views. So I am only getting 25 cents per 1,000 views on TikTok versus on YouTube, this video has an RPM of $17.85. So it is just drastically different. So on TikTok, it was $301.16 on TikTok for that video. And on YouTube, this video made me $13,219.85, which is absolutely insane considering it is not even to 1 million views. It's only at 740,000 views, whereas the TikTok video is at 8.3 million views. The other reason the TikTok monetization is so much lower is because of what they call qualified views. Now, I hope this isn't true, but I think it might be. On this 8.3 million view video, I have not gotten any qualified views, meaning I'm not actually being paid per those 8.3 million views. What I'm getting paid for, I think, is what they call additional rewards, which I'll show you in a second. But to make this more clear, let's go to a different video. I don't know why they're all saying this. On my phone, it looks a little bit different. So I'm gonna go to a screenshot I have from that. That's the other thing. TikTok's monetization stuff is not as like transparent as YouTube's is. So here's another video that has about 1 million views, and you see that I've made almost $200 on it, but the standard reward, what I was talking about, which is just views times the RPM, is basically just what you're getting paid for the views. It's only $36 on a 1 million view video, but the additional rewards was $162. And additional rewards is just what TikTok says, like, this is a really high quality video, it's getting a lot of engagement, we've given you X amount of additional rewards. It's not really clear like what you have to do to get additional rewards or when they give it, you just see it pop up in your account. So it's not as clear. But when I was talking about qualified views, this is what I meant. So this is that same video with almost 1 million views, made me about $200. The qualified views are the only ones you get paid for, and you can see it was only 122,000 of the views were qualified views, whereas 853,000 were not qualified, meaning I did not get paid anything. And the reasons, number one reason is because 68% of people didn't watch long enough. What is sufficient watch time? I don't know. I haven't found like a clear thing that says 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 60 seconds. I haven't found that, so I don't know, right? But 68% of people did not hit whatever threshold TikTok has, so I did not get paid for those views. Then if people repeat, you don't get paid for those views, so that was 18% of my views, and then 0.03% of my views, people dislike the video, and so you don't get paid for those either. So even for a 1 million view video, I only got paid for like 120,000 of those views on TikTok, which kind of stinks, because on YouTube, you're really not actually getting paid per view, you're getting paid per ad that is viewed. So if somebody starts your video and watches the ad, you get paid for that ad that's being viewed. It doesn't really matter if they go on to watch 30 more seconds or if they watch the entire thing. The only reason it actually matters is because if you have multiple views in your video, you're getting paid for all of those. So let's say I have an ad in the beginning, one at 30 seconds, and then one at 2 minutes, and somebody watches all of those. Well, then I've actually been paid 3 times for that one viewer because they saw 3 ads. And if somebody comes back and watches my video over and over and over again, those aren't disqualified views. Those are actually really good that somebody's rewatching the video because I'm getting paid every time they see an ad on YouTube. So huge difference there. Making money on YouTube especially if you're in a niche with a high RPM, like I am with business or real estate, you can absolutely support yourself with just the YouTube ad revenue. Is it smart? I don't think so, which is why I have the other video on additional income streams, but you can. On TikTok, you never know how many views you're gonna get. And even on a video like mine that has over 8 million views, you never know how many of them are actually going to be qualified views, which is why it's so important to set up those additional income streams, which are in this video right here. And don't forget to sign up for that free planning lab, which is linked in the description below. Until next time, thanks for watching.